This
uh,
conference will now be
16 years of
recorded.
experience in SAP, APO, and IBP put together. Uh, from last 8 years, I'm into IBP. I worked in multiple modules in IBP, demand planning, S&OP, response and supply planning, that is basically an order-based planning, and also inventory planning. So in more than 6 projects I have implemented in IBP, and yes, I have around uh, 4 to 4 years of training experience also, either it is internal or external. So, yeah, this is in short about me. And Sri Krishna, yes, it is for IBP, right? Uh, uh, it is a simple way of understanding that IBP, it is the business, in the business world, how we in general we talk. So at the entry level into IBP, what is that required? And we also see that one, we internally train the freshers also, even who doesn't have the any kind of IT experience. Also, we train the people, and then we actually intake the uh, these students, or just passed out graduates from into companies. So it is not that hard to learn IBP. Of course, if
Mhm.
we have some IT background, then it is an additional advantage. And as I know that you are having the ERP experience, at least Oracle, so you understand the how a business runs. Then at the same time, you will also understand. You also have an understanding on IT background. So it will not be a tough for you, Sri Krishna. And when it comes to the George, so it is very easy for you to understand the supply planning or the master datas, what we get it, because the source system for IBP is always a SAP ECC or S4 system, so it will be easy for you to understand that one. So yeah, that's one thing. So any questions before we start?
Yeah. So Radha, this is Krishna. So I just want to thanks for the introduction. First of all, so yeah, I'm into to brief up more on my experience. So I'm into ERP, but I'm into administration side, database and application administration side, and into database, purely into database administrations.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
having a so I'm a novice in SAP. To be honest, I am a novice in
mhm.
SAP. I do have experience in IT and different, but I know that I can just grab these things little quick compared to the fresh graduates or something because of my IT experience.
Yeah.
But how about, do I still have to have any kind of a basic knowledge or something that I need to understand, or everything is covered starting from scratch here for me, at least for myself, students like me,
Yeah.
to learn this
So
IBP?
actually, yeah. So good questions, Krishna. So actually, the course content will go through the course content, and here
Mm-hmm.
it we are going to cover it from the scratch actually.
Okay.
So
Okay.
from the scratch, how to build the system functionally, and each and everything we will discuss that one. Why we are constructing this one? Why we are configuring a specific thing? What is the business? Could be a business requirement in future, or what is the basic foundations or building blocks to build a system? The everything, all those things we can discuss that one in detail, and then later we'll go into the concepts of uh, modules like demand planning, all those things. Yeah, now we can go into those things. In first we will have a model configurations, and that too we will build it from the scratch, and what is that required. Maybe in the projects we may not do that one from the scratch, because SAP has already delivered some sample things. But we here, for our understanding purpose, we make sure that one everyone understands each and every building block in the configurations, and what is the requirement, what is behind the screens, what happens in the program level. Maybe we may not be able to show you in the program level because as it is a cloud system, but we can explain you how it works in the back end.
Mm-hmm. So having a prior knowledge of API is not required, right?
No,
In this
not
case,
at
in
all.
my
So,
case.
because as I was saying that one, right, in companies, right, we train the just college graduates, and then
Oh,
then they
got it. Got
work
it.
on that one. So yeah, in the company they build their center of excellency or their team. So
Hmm.
so many of them will be having just passed out guys.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So any questions from George?
Yes, I've got a question, please. So, for the IBP, so there's obviously the demand planning and then the supply operations, but part of IBP, uh, it's the integrated S&OP process, right? So effectively, all leading from to a demand planning review. Is that also part of the course where we get to set up in the system the agenda and the demand revenue, all the inputs leading to the demand review?
Okay, so I'll take this opportunity to explain the course content, and then we can discuss it in detail. What I mean, if you still
Okay.
have the questions, then we can discuss on that.
Okay.
Okay,
So
right.
if I can just explain myself a little bit better, I understand, of course, for the demand review, all the input will come mostly from the demand planning area, i.e., the statistical forecast and with the manual changes and so forth, leading to the demand review, which is a business uh, review session, having had inputs from SAP. That's where I'm trying to get to. And the same will happen again with a supply review, yeah, later on as the next step.
Right. Yes,
Okay.
you're correct.
Okay.
Right. Yes. So, all right. I'll share my screen. Then you can
Thank you.
let me know once you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, thanks.
All right. So actually, as part of this training sessions, we can cover the demand planning, and at the same time, we can also cover the overview of the S&OP. That we can cover the overview, and also there's another module called inventory optimization. So those are all just on the overview point. We can cover that one. Mainly, our focus will be on the demand planning. Yes, George, as you are asking about the consensus demand planning. So that's the how that consensus demand planning will be built in the organizations. We'll cover that one also by taking the inputs from different uh, departments in the organization, either it is sales team, marketing team, or your supply team, or finance team, and all those things. How will take the inputs from different teams, and then we'll build that consensus demand. That will be the output of the demand planning. We can create we can work on that one also. Yeah. So then let me go quickly onto the into the content of training sessions. So module one, we are going to cover the IBP overview, and then we'll also check that one if we can do some system demo, run through that one, how system look like and all those things. So those things I can show you. And then when it comes to the model configuration, Krishna, this is the one which I'm going to talk. I was saying that one from the scratch, whether it is
Hmm.
possible to understand that one. So yes, you can see here, sorry, the module 2 here, we have the planning area creation, time profile. While discussing about the planning area creation, then we can see that one, what all the attributes we build, and of course we can show you that one, the custom attributes. Apart from the SAP delivered standard attributes, we can create a custom attributes also. And then we'll discuss that one, what is our master data there, what are the planning levels, and then we will also see that one, what is my our time profile, what is the significance of each and every building block in this model configuration. And we'll see that one, data integration, how we can load the data into the system, either it is master data or transactional data, that is key figures. And then how to construct I mean configure is key figure. So there are different types of key figures, and the key figure configurations we can discuss that one. and then how to load the data into the key figure. Basically, key figures are nothing but which holds your transactional data. Okay, and then and for IBP, so before launching the IBP, it was in 2013. It was like S&OP is the one. So we used to have the APO also, and before launching the IBP, SAP did some kind of survey in the user fraternity, and they understood that one most of the users, like around 56 to 60% of the people, are not only on the APO system but any planning systems, they are working on the Excel. They are more comfortable on the Excel. So instead of any specific tool, like in APO, we used to have a planning books. Their business has to navigate into the SAP systems, and then they need to log in, understand the some commands like transaction codes, and then they need to go to into a planning books. But uh, most of the users are working onto the user Excel, normal Excel, Microsoft Excel. So SAP came up with very simple logon that they can business can log on into the Excel one, and they don't need to come into an IBP system. They don't need to understand how a SAP works. They can just work with their data in the Excel as normally they can do. They can give the inputs in the Excel itself, and SAP in the backend will take those inputs and again publish back the results to the Excel. So users can work on the Excel with their data. They can play with their data in the Excel itself. So they don't need to understand how SAP works and how SAP treats their data. They don't need to understand that one. So the users' life is more simpler than now. And at the same time, it is now SAP also came up with some planning books in web UI also. We will see that one, what is a web UI and all those things, because for other executive level people, they need to understand the data within the Excel, within the web UI, so they can also navigate there also. Yeah, and then as I was saying that one custom attributes, we'll discuss that one custom attributes and how we can add them in the master data, and then in the planning area, planning levels. These are the basic things: custom master data, custom planning levels, and custom key figures. All these things we can discuss in detail. These are not specific to any module, any topic, any business terms. This is basic, and this goes for all the modules in IBP. And we can discuss this one in details, all these things. Okay, clear? And then when it comes to the demand planning module, here we can cover what is demand planning and what is time series analysis. I'll discuss this one. I'll explain you in future slides. And how do you clean your historical data, then statistical forecasting, what are the different techniques we have, and how we can achieve a best forecasting model, and then forecast assignments, automation. uh, this is about George, what we were talking about, the inputs from different teams, consensus forecast, and all those things. So we'll see that what is base forecast, that is nothing but a statistical forecast which system proposes, and then how we can give the inputs from the different teams, and then we'll build a consensus forecast. So again, apart from this, uh, we have different like concepts like disaggregation. So it is very important because in general, running a forecast uh, at aggregated level, we'll say that one. So those things also we will discuss, what is aggregation level, what is disaggregation level. Those are all comes in the planning levels when we talk about the planning levels. And then that is very important, disaggregation, that also we will discuss. And yes, there are some miscellaneous concepts, something like planning notes, change history, reason codes, in day to day planning for a business users. These concepts are useful for them. So it is not required for all the users or all the time. Maybe whenever they need it on a specific purpose, specific requirement, yes, they can use these features. So it is for business, they may need it or they may not need it. But as a IT consultants, yes, it is good to learn these things. When our business asks some requirements, yes, we can easily configure this and then give it to them. Then forecast errors with lag. What is the lag concepts? We can discuss those things. And then forecast errors, key figure calculations and simulation, scenario planning. These things we can discuss. Again, for any product, whether they continue in the market or they discontinue in the market, they introduce into a new markets. Then for product life cycle, yes, we can do the product life cycle planning. And planning objects is a concept which is something combinations maintaining in the system that we will discuss. Realignment, similar like lifecycle planning, so but it is different concept where a product can be continued or discontinued from any locations. Then with examples, all these concepts with the business examples, what we have implemented in the projects, what were the business requirements, along with that we can explain you all these things. Okay. So a realignment means again the product discontinued from a product from a location, or a new product is replacing the old product. In that case, the data which is relevant for the new product need to be automatically adjusted to the or aligned to the new product or a new location. Those things we can discuss. And then segmentation, this is purely again a business requirement. If the business want to know that one, how a product is performing in the market, those things with this ABC XYZ segmentation, they learn that one. And demand sensing is the one concept. It is a module altogether itself, sub module of the demand planning, but we will give you the overview of the demand sensing. So demand sensing is in nowadays the demand is dynamically changing. It is not that okay, once there is an order, that means the order we cannot assure that that order will not be changed, the quantity of the order may not be changed. So in that case, then how our system has to consider all those factors which are affecting your orders. Those things is something we work on the demand sensing, but I'll give you an overview of the demand sensing, not inside. Will not work on the demand sensing. It is a sub module, but it is to start with the IBP one, we don't need this demand sensing, but for your understanding purpose, I can give you the demand sensing overview also. Right. And then, so this is still demand planning. Any questions, anything? I'm happy to take it. I'll pause a second here.
That's good, thank you. Just one quick question. So you will teach us how to do the configuration itself, yeah? And
Yes.
what I wanted to ask you, will we have access like to probably the equivalent of an IDIS client where we can then actually do a little bit of practicing ourselves or not?
Yes, you will have that one. You will have an IBP system, which is a cloud URL kind of thing. I'll check that one maybe after this sessions. After this PPT presentation, I'll take a 5 minutes break. Then we can see that one how we can work in the system. So the similar system will be available for you for practice purpose to build similarly what I'm doing. So each and everything is a hands-on. You will have a hands-on experience.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and then it is about S&OP supply planning. So we can have this S&OP. As I said, that one, it is not only the demand planning. We can show you the S&OP, that is supply planning side. What is the master data and what is supply chain network, and once the demand is released from supply planning, and how it is uh, treated by the supply planning engines, that is heuristics, and we can understand what is heuristics profile, and once it is run, then what is the heuristic results. Then different things are there, how a bomb is calculated, how a bomb is exploded, all those things, capacity planning, impact of safety stock, inventory corrections, all those things we can run through those things. Then different scenarios of heuristics. So we will also discuss about the in case of lead times, how system will behave, lot sizes, it is minimum lot size, maximum lot sizes, then rounding to 12 planning calendars, all those things we can discuss. Web-based planning, that is I mean, like exceptional management. Generally, in case of exceptional management, business should get intimation or a alert mechanism should be there. We can understand both the web-based and also a key figure level. Then dashboards, control tower topics. So we have a topic. We will have a module called control tower, and those things also will just can cover few things, and inventory optimization, high level inventory optimization, and a system depot also we can show you that one. These are different modules other than demand planning. In detail we go with the demand planning as part of the demand planning training content, but yes, good to know that few more things will cover those things also for our understanding purpose. Okay, right.
Uh,
So
Another
yeah,
quick question: do you have? I see that S&P module, is that covered in this part of this?
yes, that's what I'm saying. This one, day 23, you can see that one.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
This question is from Krishna only, right?
Yeah, yeah, Radha.
Yeah. Okay, right. So as today's session will cover what is SAM IBP overview, capabilities, demand planning overview, demand planning capabilities, and how we integrate with the IBP system, then analytics, dashboards, and summary and key points. Okay. Now, SAP IBP system overview. So SAP IBP system is the full form of IBP is integrated business planning. Okay, so SAP IBP is a cloud system which works on the platform supported by HANA. Okay, and then this as it is supported by HANA, which is the memory technology, which can be very fast, and you can retrieve the data very easily. So it is not an on-premise system, so you will from anywhere, from any smart device, you can log in into the SAP systems. Particularly IBP cloud system, you can log in that one if you have a smart device. Either it is your uh, even from the tab or from laptop, or unlike APO or any other system. So if those are on-premise systems, and from a specific network, you need to connect that one. But when it comes to the IVP system, right, you can connect it directly from any of your smart device, and you can log in there. You can see this data, right? And in IBP systems, we have these different modules. Okay, so something called demand planning. So in the demand planning, as I said, that demand sensing is sub module. Then we have the statistical forecasting and consensus planning, where in the demand planning system will consider the inputs, uh, our historical data, and then it generates the statistical forecasting. And then after generating the statistical forecasting, we will okay. So then we will take the inputs from different teams, and because we don't will work very closely. Any demand planning team works very closely with their marketing team. What are the inputs, and in future, what are the plans marketing team have? And then also we take the inputs from the sales team, because they work on the ground level, and they understand what is happening in the system at the ground level. So they take the inputs from the sales team also. And of course, any marketing teams have any plans, then future plans, then it need to be supported by the finance department, and finance team inputs also will be considered here. And also organizational budgets also can be planned, like annual operational plan kind of thing. Those things also will consider. And then at the same time, supply planning team also will take the inputs from supply planning team, whether they can meet the demand. We will say that one, okay, there are some 100 units of demand maybe there in the next month, but supply team should able to meet that demand. They need to supply the goods to meet that demand. Those inputs also we will consider in demand planning. Okay, that is in the consensus planning. These things we will discuss in uh, in detail, okay, as part of our program. Then inventory is one module where we have we'll plan about the safety stock. Okay, so of inventory planning we will work on that one. There are multiple organizations. We can have a one day overview of this inventory planning. There are multiple algorithms are there, like single stage inventory optimization, multi-stage inventory optimization. Then there is a target levels where you will understand what is your stocks in the in this organization, like your cycle stock, pipeline stock, all those things, different stocks are there. And safety stocks, you will understand that one. That is part of the inventory planning, which we can run through that one day on the last day of the session. So
హలో
work this. Yeah, hello,
ఎక్కడున్న ఆఫీస్లోనా?
sorry.
సర్లే కానీ ఏం లేదు, ఒకతను మామూలుగా డెమో ఇస్తున్నాడు ఇప్పుడు, జస్ట్ డెమోలే. అదే ఇప్పుడు అటెండ్ అవుతామని చేద్దాం అనుకున్నా కానీ ఆఫీస్లో అంటే వర్కౌట్ కాదు. లైట్
Okay, are we good to talk? Go.
Hey, I'm sorry, I got some other call. Sorry, yeah, please.
Yeah, okay, all right. Then we have response and supply. This is order-based planning. Actually, we can say that. So where we will have a constraint planning. So we take the unconstrained forecast from demand planning. Then we will we'll consider different constraints like capacity constraints, or a lot of things are there. Your lot sizes, your allocations, all those things we'll consider and work on the constraint planning, allocations, and then deployment planning, TLB, order and order rescheduling, everything. So subcontracting, all those concepts are there, comes under the response and supply. Demand driven replacement, it is something dampening the effect of demand and supply variations. We'll understand how much it can cover that one. So these are the different modules we'll have. Okay, over to that one. Then there is a sales and operation. So where we have the strategic and tactical decision process in the system. So we'll discuss about this one. Clearly sales and operation supply planning. And then there is a engine, different engines are there, but we'll discuss about the heuristic engine, which is in general, we'll work on that one. Then over all that one, we have one more module, that is SAP Supply Chain Control Tower. We'll have a holistic view of all the modules from this control tower. So as is executive of the organization, I will be understanding that one, how my forecast is generating, and then how my safety stock is planned, then how my orders are planned here, then what is my tactical planning, what is my strategies for those different plans. All those things you can have it overview from the control tower. And at the same time, in case of any exceptions raised at any level, that will also be can also be viewed from the control tower by alert mechanism. Okay, so this is about SCM IBP overview. Okay, and maybe we can see, right, where it is placed. And I'm slowly coming into into terminologies, maybe these jargons. Sometimes for a couple of days you will may not be comfortable, but yeah, I'll make sure that you will understand each and every jargon or each and every terminology, right? So we all know that what is tactical planning, mid-term operational or short-term operational. If not, I can explain that one. Is a tactical planning is a long-term planning. Generally, we can plan it from more than 1 year to 3 years or 5 years. So, and always we plan it at a monthly level, yearly levels. Maybe if business require, then we may come to some weekly level planning, but mostly we will plan at a monthly levels here. Okay, so those things are tactical planning kind of thing, and then midterm operational is from 1 year, sorry, from 1 month to 12 months. So, or maybe less than 18 months is the midterm one, or we call it as strategic planning. Then short-term planning is something very near horizon, so it is less than 6 months or less than 1 year. Basically, this one we work in terms of when huge change, when some changes are there in the order level, and how a system is responding to those changes. All those things we work on it, and different modules place into that one. You can see that one in midterm operational there is a demand planning, and within the demand planning, when it comes to few of the concepts, the demand planning comes into the tactical planning, like demand review or something like that, where you take the inputs from finance team and marketing team and sales team. Of course, these are all things which we will discuss maybe in detail. For now, it may look something like kind of I mean jargons or new to you, but yeah, we will understand these things in detail. Okay, right. Then key capabilities of IBP. So, as I was saying, that one we have the demand planning, then sales and operational. Basically, earlier, all the planning tools in the market, whatever the planning tools before IBP or this cloud system, so everyone used to work on silos. But this once this planning tools like IBP or APO, all these things are there. So then you are working closely with every department. You understand the requirements of each and every department, and then what everyone will work towards the one agenda, that is organizational goal. So how to achieve the organizational goal? Those things will work on that one by integrating each and every module. So we will not only integrate with within the IBP, we'll also integrate with the other modules, other systems like your ECC system or non-SAP systems also. So that is that flexibility is there with IBP. And then, so as I was saying that one, this is a new generation cloud system. So business can easily navigate into IBP system. They can easily check that one what is happening in real time by just looking at their dashboards. So they don't need to go into the numbers, but they can understand pictorially what is happening in the system. How is their data look like? All those things they can see that one dashboards also there. Now it is not only the this one. Now from next uh, May, sorry, next August, they are launching a Gen AI tool also. They are assigning it to with demand planning. So as a demand planner, if they want to understand what is the forecast in future, then system or what is better way of doing the forecast, and how those things also system will give the advice or suggestions to the planners. They are coming with a Gen AI tool that is called, we call it as Joule, and from August they are coming with that one. Okay, and that is not in the market, but yes, from August SAP is launching that one. Okay, so this is SAP IBP. And apart from this, one more thing I need to tell that one. Every quarter, SAP upgrade IBP tool, That means so there is on a specific days they upgrade it on a quarterly basis. So in February, May, August, and November, every year 4 times system will get upgraded. Meaning in February, how do you know understand that one on what version this IBP module is there? So if it is in February, I mean till now, so we are in April. That means we are working on 2502 version. So 2502 is 2025, 02 represents the February month. Okay. And on May 3rd and 4th, there is again a upgrade that is 2505 version. That means again 2025 year 05 version. The 05 is month, it is May month. Same goes with 2508, 2511, that is November, then 2602, that is 2026 February. So when we talk about a version is that is by default this 4-digit one, that is 2502 or 2505 and all. And everyone till May first week, everyone will be working on 2502. There is no deviation, and by default systems will get upgraded on the weekend when the dates are provided by the SAP till 2611. So they already provided the dates on which dates the systems will get upgraded, and generally will not plan any kind of activities, or if any in a support projects, if we have any activities, those will be maybe will be taken care. So manually it need to be rerun. There's some jobs or any kind of thing jobs are there need to be taken care by the support team. But yeah, in projects we generally don't perform any kind of activities. We'll take care of go live activities, also cut over activities, all those things we consider those weekends and plan accordingly. Okay. So yeah, this is overview of IBP. Any questions on this?
Yeah, can I ask you a quick question? Part of APO, a lot of the reporting was done via BW.
Mhm.
Will you also teach us the relevant IBP reports that we would gather in BW?
We are not going to the BW. So in APO, we don't have that capability to build any report. But
Mm-hmm.
in IBP, we have that one. So we can build those things. I was explaining that one also here.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at this one, analytics and dashboards.
Yes.
So these things we will cover as part of this training content. We'll cover that one on the last but Monday on day 29th. We can cover that.
Okay,
How to
thanks.
build an analytics and how to build a dashboard and how a business can view those dashboards. All those things we can discuss. And we can see that one how to build those things also.
Okay, thank you.
And and one more thing is SAP has actually launched one powerful module only for analytics, that is SCSE, that is SAP Analytics Cloud. So SSE is the one system where you will have all these kind of dashboards. Of course, we can have our dashboards in our IBP, but in detail, or if they want to have some extensive reporting, then they can. I mean, generally for analytics, dashboard kind of thing, they can integrate this data of IBP data into SSE, and in SSE also they can build it. But yes, we have our own dashboards can be built in IBP, but still BW kind of look they want. Then there's another cloud system is business can integrate with SSE system. Then they can have those dashboards also. Okay.
Excellent, thank you. Can I ask one more question, please?
Yes, yes.
What's
No,
the
sure.
duration of the course from beginning to end?
So generally it is 30 days and per day it is 1 hour. So if we can plan accordingly, if it is on a daily basis or it is on a weekend. So if you want to cover it on a weekend, then we can take it like 3 hours, something like that on a weekend, or 2.5 hours if it is more. Then yeah, those 5 hours Saturday and Sunday, like same Monday to Friday, 5 hours that we can cover it on weekends also. We can plan that one. So then we can cover that one anyway in 5 weeks. That one also.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. Right. Sorry. Can you see my screen? Hello.
Yep.
Yes, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we have will come into the IBP if we demand planning. If you don't have any questions, any more questions on IBP.
Not for me, thanks.
Yeah. All right. So demand planning is generally forecasting your future demands. You are trying to generate what is your future sales orders, and to understand that one, we need some inputs to generate your forecast. That what is that input? Generally, we will try to understand that one. What is my historical data? How much have sold on a specific month or a specific year? So we take that historical data, right? So and then on that historical data we generate a forecast. We take that one as a input, as a base, then we generate the forecast. In general, that's the one. Okay. If that is that simple, then we don't need an IBP tool, but there are something we need to work on that one. So IBP offers us some advanced statistical forecasting, then also the pre-processing correction capabilities, where we will clean our historical data. And why do we need that one? I will explain that. Why do we need to clean the historical data? And then integrate trade promotions and demand shaping process on demand sensing, predict daily demand requirements, monitor customer alerts, and comparing sense demand and demand planning, ABC I'll explain this, all these things. ABC is segmentation calculation, manage product life cycle for demand, advanced forecast error algorithms, time series analysis, forecast automation, and reliability. Yeah. So basically, we take the sales history as an input. So this sales history is nothing but your sales orders in S4 system or in your ECC system or non-SAP systems where you have a sales history historical data. That historical data we will integrate from other systems, either it is SAP system or non-SAP systems, into IBP. Okay, so this sales orders, once we take that one into IBP, we'll clean them the sales history in IBP. So what we have different mechanisms to do that one. So we will detect that one. What are the exceptions in the sales history? What kind of exceptions we will have in the sales history? So let's say last summer if I'm a apparels one and I sell cotton clothes, let's say, then during summer I have some promotional planning. Then I'm not planning that one anything this promotional planning now. But last year, because of promotional planning, my sales has been increased by 10%. Let's say now with that, I can't consider that 10% as actual sales, right? So then I should eliminate that promotional planning and I need to consider the exact sales what it is have what happened last year. So this kind of detecting and correcting the outliers, we call it as outliers. Those things we have the different algorithms To do that one, I'll explain those algorithms also in detail, and those we will clean the historical data. Now, in 2502, they have not 2502, before that only, last year itself, SAP has introduced a AI, that is artificial intelligence algorithms also, to detect and correct the artificial intelligence, outliers. There is a method called as automated outlier correction. It it is a artificial intelligence algorithm. We don't know what is the algorithm you or machine learning algorithms are used in the backend, but system will detect the outliers and correct it, and then that output we can consider as an input for my statistical forecasting. Once the data has been cleaned, that clean data, that we can use it for the statistical forecasting. Okay. Now again, in the statistical forecasting, we have multiple, more than 20 algorithms are there. Okay. And these algorithms can be applied for different sales patterns. So that means this historical data is not only always in a constant way or a trend, it may be a seasonal. Okay, it may be both seasonal and trend. So we don't know that what is the pattern. As a planner, if I don't understand the pattern, then no worries, system will take care of that one. There is something called time series analysis, that also will explain that one. In the time series analysis, system will understand what is the pattern of sales history, and based on that pattern, automatically system will pick the right algorithm from its basket, and then update, generate the forecast. Okay, so always you can combine the algorithms in one forecast model. That means all the 20 algorithms also you can combine. But if you know that one, okay, this specific algorithm is for this specific sales pattern, then also we can use that one. I can explain those algorithms. What are the, we have the machine learning algorithms also there, we have the basic or traditional algorithms also there. It's a combination of both. All those things we can discuss that one. Now, how system will identify what is the best forecast model used or to generate the forecast, those things also we can understand. That means we call it as best fit model. So out of 20 algorithms, if we choose the 20 algorithms in the model, then out of these 20 algorithms, what is the suitable algorithm for the my sales history, right? So as I was saying that one, there are different patterns. So each algorithm works for different patterns, right? Each pattern. Then how system will understand that one, and how system will choose that algorithm to generate the forecast for me. Those things also we can understand that one here. Once this statistical forecast is being generated, then consensus unconstrained demand plan. So we will take the inputs from different teams, and then those will take the inputs, and finally will generate the consensus unconstrained demand plan. So this is the output of my demand planning. So between this, there are a lot of things also happens. So we'll talk about those things. As I was saying, that one, inputs, manual input from sales department, marketing department, or demand planners. Manually, they can adjust it. All those things, additional sales opportunity, realization probabilities, price discounts, predicted sales spikes, all these things, inputs from these teams. We'll take it, and then we will generate the output of demand planning. And as I was saying, that one, different concepts also there, something where it will help the business planners to enhance their capabilities while generating the forecast. Okay, so any questions on this?
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Nothing from me. Yeah.
Okay. So what are the demand plan capabilities? So we can see that one again for a product. Then they have the time series analysis. I was saying that one different patterns. So system will understand the different patterns here, and then these different patterns, based on these different patterns, system will analyze that one. What is the best algorithm I can choose for this pattern? So if it is a constant, for example, I'll tell you the traditional one. For a constant, we can use a single exponential smoothing one. For a seasonal, we can use a triple exponential. If actually it is not only seasonal, but if it is a combination of seasonal, constant, and trend, then we go with a triple exponential smoothing. Then if it is a sporadic means when your data is inconsistent or you don't have the proper data in your history. So sometimes there could be some products where you will have a sales uh, once in a blue moon, like maybe you can have it 3 months, sometimes within the 6 months. You don't understand what is the pattern of that one. In those kind of things, then there is a constant models, cross-turn model. So those kind of things we can apply, and then based on this pattern, system automatically apply those algorithms. Okay, so that is called time series analysis. What is your time series? How the pattern look like? All those things will be analyzed by applying the time series analysis algorithms, and then system will give you the pattern. Okay, right. Again, there is one more concept called ABC XYZ segmentation. So this ABC XYZ segmentation works on different things. The ABC is generally works on your revenue generations, and then XYZ is gives you information about your sales volatility. So this one, if any product falls into AX, so then it is high importance, easy to forecast. Then it is actually a flagship, can be a flagship product in your company. And then you have AX, AY, AZ, BX, BY, BZ, CY, and CZ. So in which of this uh, segment your product falls. Accordingly, the planners will have that visibility, whether where I should focus, whether I should focus on my revenues or whether. So CX is very low revenue, but uh, easy to predict it. There is no volatility in the sales orders. But whether it is important, whether you want to move that one product to BX or AX, so business can plan accordingly. That one. So this, in general, not runs on a monthly basis. We run it on a quarterly basis. Okay, because last quarter, what is my sales? How a product is being performed in the market? It is then based on that, business planners can take a call on that specific product at that specific location in future. This ABCXYZ segmentation gives that information. So yeah, it is 80-20 rule is their Pareto rule. So that is also applied in this one. We can work on those things. And also, again, machine learning algorithms also been there. So cluster based, we call it as cluster based one. So other, if the business wants to apply the cluster based algorithms, yes, we can apply that one also. That is, those are machine learning algorithms. We can discuss those also. Okay, right. Then sales cleansing. I was talking about that historical data cleaning, that one. So how? So as I was saying that one, there are different methods of doing that one. So you have substitute missing values when. So you can see from this graph that red color bars are showing that one there are we don't have any data. So could be any reasons. So whether inputs came very lately or some inputs are missing, then how to do that one? So there is a substitute missing values. So we can uh, take some value, tentative values, but again, how to generate that substitute missing values, whether you go with some constant value or you are asking system to take the average of this one, that is mean of these other values, then yeah, accordingly system will uh, place some values here, because this historical data is our input, right, for stat generate for statistical forecast. So we need the proper data, and for that purpose we can go with the substitute missing values. And also there is other method of doing detecting the in, I mean any incorrect data or cleansing the historical data, that is outliers. In general, we may have the sales pattern like this, but in a specific bucket or in a specific month, we may have the spike in the sales. Okay, this unusual thing should be understood by the system. Maybe something like you have a regular sales, but in a specific bucket or a month, there is some, I'm sorry, organizational requirement. Okay, so then you have some extra sales that you can't expect every year, those kind of sales. Then in that case, how system will correct those values? First, it need to be detect those that pattern, and it need to be corrected. There are different ways of doing it, around 4 to 5 ways of correcting the values that we can do. That one, outlier correction again. And next one is promotional sales lift elimination. Whenever there are some spike in the sales because of your promotional sales, so that's not your actual sales. How to eliminate those kind of spikes or that one? So then that pattern will be recognized and eliminated by the algorithms. So these things are promotional sales lift elimination. And while correcting this outlier correction, we have two methods. Statistical methods are there, that is variation one, and then interquartile methods. We can discuss all those things in detail while we are working on this one. Okay, and this is called pre-processing step in the demand planning. So the sales cleansing is called as pre-processing step. So because it is happening before your statistical forecast generation. Okay, right. The next one is statistical forecasting one. So you have, as I was saying, that once this data cleansing happens, you have multiple models are there. So you need to understand what are those models. We can go through those models in detail, and system will, if we select all these things, so we don't know what is my historical data pattern, and then but system will identify that pattern and apply the right algorithm to generate that forecast. So we can choose all these algorithms, and the system will choose the right one. How system will choose the right one? It is based on these forecast errors. So it will apply forecast error to each and every algorithm and understand that one, what is my lowest error. When we have the lowest error, then that algorithm is giving me the best forecast. Obviously, when you don't, when you have the error margin, minimal error margin, then system will we take it as best algorithm, right? So that on the same method it has been applied here while generating the forecast. Okay. Before going to the next one, any questions on the above two, sales history cleansing and statistical forecasting? We'll discuss this
No,
one, each and every algorithm in detail, and then we can, while we are working on the concepts. Yes, yes. Any questions?
no, I don't have. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So then this is what I was saying, consensus forecasting, taking the inputs from different teams. So from demand planning or from the data scientist, sales team, marketing team, supply team, finance team. We'll take all this one and then what, so you can see that some examples. So a sales team is saying we can sell 200. So data scientists say that when the math says only 150, you can't sell the one 200. Then demand planning says that oh no, there are some orders. I can predict some orders that is 175. Demand planning is saying that one. Then finance team is saying that one we have a budget for 300. So then all these things, how we will achieve this one, what is the right number, so that we can achieve through consensus forecasting. So we can do that one also here. We'll arrive to a number. Manual inputs, we can take it, then we can arrive to the consensus forecasting. Okay. That will be an output for demand planning, and this output finally will release it to the supply planning, or we release it to the S4 ECC or S4 HANA, or to any other execution systems as planned independent requirements. Okay, so that we can do it. Right. So as I was saying, I'm going to understand the forecasting KPIs, whether my forecast which has been generated is accurate, or if it is not accurate, how much it is biased. So those kind of KPIs also we can understand here. And for that, based on the lag, which is a concept uh, itself. So that based on this lag, we can generate the forecast errors, and we will understand the forecasting KPIs. Okay. And other product lifecycle planning, as I was saying that one earlier, that product, any product which has been introduced into the market, or it which is discontinuing from the market, or if there is ever increasing sales of a specific product, or if it is stable month on month, there is no much deviation in the sales or difference in the sales, then it is a matured product. Stability, if we find the stability in the forecast, then that is called as a matured phase. And then when the sales are declining after the mature trade, then it is called as phase out start, and end of the life there is phase out. So phase in is we are introducing the product into the market where this product doesn't have any historical data, but we need to generate the forecast. How do we generate the forecast, or a sales growth for that matter? So we don't have a proper historical data, but we need to consider some historical data. So how do you do that one? Those kind of concepts will work on it here. Or when a sales is declining, so how do you predict that how much it will be declining, and when we are going to discontinue from the project, from the market itself? So those things can be in detail. We'll work on this one. So each and every phase of a life cycle planning, product lifecycle planning, we will discuss that one. We will configure it. We will see in the system how system is generating forecast. Okay, right. And data realignment. So this is another concept, very important, a very powerful tool, where you have new and discontinued products from customers, change of organizational structures, change of product or sales hierarchy. Products are manufactured in new plants, or when they are introduced to a new location. So those things. And with so I'll just give you a small example. In Cambodia, as per the government rules and regulations, tobacco products, the brands of a tobacco product cannot be sold more than 2 years. That means if, let's say, Marlboro is a product, a brand, right? So that brand cannot be continued after 2 years. Product can be same, but the brand cannot be the same. So in that case, how do you company, they may simply change the name of the product, right? But in the backend, the data of the old product should be realigned to the new product, right? So we, let's say if you are you have a Marlboro 1 and you are going to the Marlboro 2, then in that case how you are aligning the data of one product 1 to the product 2, so that we work on this data realignments without impacting anything to your transactional data. So we copy all your master data or transactional data from product A to product B. That I'm just quoting an example, but you can do it with the customers. You go do it with the locations. You can do it with the combination of product and locations. All those things you can do it with this realignment. Okay, then overview of the demand planning concept. So what demand sensing does, so whenever there are some disruptions in the market, so external things, so maybe if you, I don't know whether you heard this one, or like 6 7 years back in India for Nestle products, uh, there is a rumor is that the lead content is very much higher in the one of their product, that is noodles. They sell insta noodles. So then overnight that news has been spread across India. From the next day the sales of that product has been drastically dropped, and that product temporarily it was withdrawn from the market. So those things like in the social media effect or retailer from point of sale, what is the signals are coming from each and every markets, and how competitors are, if a competitor drastically reduce their price, then how it is impacting our products. So what is your market share, events, different events will be there. So those things, if there are some, we are listening some news that tariffs nowadays, that's the hot topic. So everywhere tariffs are there, that may impact your orders, future orders. Then those things also be taken care by machine learning one algorithms, and system will generate the forecast accordingly. But yeah, this comes under the demand sensing. As I said, that we will cover it as overview kind of thing. Okay, right. Then yes, these are the demand planning concepts we will cover in detail, and we will give you an overview how a system, IBP system, is integrated with other systems. So because IBP is a planning tool only, but the results of IBP system should be executed in your ECC system or S4 system or non-SAP execution systems, right? ERP systems. Then we need to integrate this IBP with those systems. How do we integrate that one? So we have different tools in IBP or to integrate the IBP with your execution systems. So one of that one is SAP CIDS, this integration one. As a functional consultants, we don't need to understand in detail what is SAP system perform, how works. These are all ETL tools. So we don't need to understand clearly what happens and how it is being mapped or configured in the CIDS. As a functional consultants, we may not require that one. This in projects, we will have a separate uh, consultants for CIDS. But but for us, we need to understand as a IBP. So CIDS comes with IBP. There is no license required separately for this CIDS. When we take the IBP, then CIDS is inbuilt and it comes along with the IBP license. Right. So this is
Can I ask a quick question? Sorry to
yes,
interrupt you.
yes,
So
yes.
IBP doesn't run on S4 HANA. It's a different
Box,
architecture, yeah?
box. It is a different instance.
Okay, okay.
So
All
it
right,
is,
good to know. Thank you.
yeah,
All right, understood. Thanks.
yeah. So this one is uh, as a SAP CIDS. So this one integrates to your S4 HANA or ECC systems, and there are some extractors inbuilt here in the S4 HANA or ECC system. Standard extractors, it connects directly to that one or to your regular uh, tables. So whether it is Mara table or Marcy table or Kunar for customer, all these things it directly connects to those tables in the ECC or S4 system. That will be taken care by the CIDS consultant. It is not a headache of our functional consultants. Okay, right. So as I was saying that one, this is IBP application. So we have DDM or demand, inventory, response and supply, then S&OP, control tower, all these things. It is one CIDS. At the same time, there is another one SDI. It is file adapter kind of thing. So this SDI is going to be sunset in future. We are not, I mean, not required. Even for IBP demand planning, this SDI, it is not at all required. CIDS will do the job for us for demand planning, IO, or S&OP, control tower, all those things CIDS will do. This SDI is for response and supply, but this is going to be sunset and they are coming with a new one. It is RTI, real-time integration. In APO world, we used to have a SIF, core interface functionality. So similar kind of concept they are coming up this one. So this is not relevant for us in at least in for the this demand planning IO and also. It is only relevant for response and supply. That is order based planning. Okay, right. And this is CI. We work with the CIDS mostly, and it can be connected. So this is overall architecture, right? So then analytics and SAP IBP JAWS, this answers your question where you will have different dashboards, analytics, chart diagrams. So then, yeah, basically that functionality is also available. We will build this analytics charts and then we'll see that one, how it is working in the system. At the same time, there are some just key points here. Maybe the terminology kind of thing. So yeah, any questions on this one? Or maybe I can directly go to the course content and it will easy to. Yes, any questions? I'm happy to take it.
Yeah, and I mean, exactly at what point this SNP is covered?
SNP,
Yeah,
S&OP.
SNP.
SNP is part of your S&OP. SNP in APO.
Okay.
In IBP, it is called S&OP.
Oh, is it? Okay. So SNP in APO is been termed as S&OP in IBP,
Supply
right?
planning. So, and SNP is, there are two ways of looking at this one. If in SNP it is a order based planning in APO, and here that supply planning, you have a time series kind of thing, and also this one, response and supply. So it's a combination. SNP in APO is a combination of these two, I can say. These three. Maybe you can call it as inventory also. Because here inventory is for safety stock. We can have a safety stock calculation in SNP in APO. Sales and operations, through time series data, and then if you want to order one. More than S&P, we have functionalities like allocations, and of course, in APO, in S&P, we don't have a subcontracting, standard subcontracting procedure. Here, response and supply will support the standard subcontracting. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So here S&P
Uh,
comes.
yeah,
Okay.
because why I'm asking this is that I was looking for demand planning and S&P, but like I said, it's been moved to IBP and it's the terminologies have changed, right? So that's the reason I
Right, right.
was
So yes, correct.
only
So to
checking.
start with IBP, right? Anyone, I always suggest. Even I also started, though I was having a APY experience, I started
Mhm.
with the demand planning. This is
Okay.
easy to understand that one, everyone. So and even after working 6 years or 7 years, one of my colleagues, same, we started in 2018. I'm lucky enough to get worked in demand planning, inventory, sales and operations, and also working on response and supply currently. So most
Okay.
of the time I've spent on the demand planning. But yeah, so I got a chance to work in different modules. But there are some consultants I still see that when they are still working on demand planning, or they work only on the S&OP one from last 5 years or 6 years, something. Again, it is depends upon the projects or that how you get the chance or that one. But to start with one, right, it is always to
Mhm.
understand. If you are new to tooling planning tools, then it is always good to start with the demand planning. Slowly you can move to the other modules also, learn that one. Okay, there is some slight difference when we talk about the response and supply, because rest of the modules works as a time series one, bucket based one, but response and supply, it works on the order category. So it talks about the sales order, it talks about the purchase orders, or planned orders, production orders, kind of thing. Okay, so anyone is starting with IBP, I always recommend them start with the demand planning. And once you are in IBP, then you will understand the different modules. So yeah, you can crack the interview even with the demand planning, because in the projects, right, no project will have a consultant who can work implementation projects. I'm talking again, so it's not support. In any implementation project, no consultant will have the experience or work both demand planning and supply planning. Either he will be working on demand planning, or he will be working on supply planning. There will be different teams. If they are going with all these modules in one go, then one team will be working on demand planning, one team will be working on supply planning, and one will be working on inventory planning. So the consultant cannot be working on both. Maybe once the demand planning go live, then they can move to the another module, but not parallel.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
and
yeah.
I've thanks for this. So one more thing is that you have gone through these slides and overview of IBP and all those stuff, right? So basically, when I really comes into the real trend environment, right? So I see that I'll be as an IBP consultant, I'll be kind of interacting with multiple teams and different teams and all those stuff. And maybe I don't know exactly what teams does what kind of thing. So
Mhm.
is something that you can give a brief of what how exactly that works. You'll be all interacting with this
So you will be
particular.
mostly working with only one team,
Mm-hmm.
or very rarely you will connect with S4 or ECC teams or BW teams. Mostly you will work with the integration teams. 95% of time you will spend, I mean, if you are talking about other team, so 90% of chances you will always work with the integration team, that is your CIDS.
Okay.
Okay, so this,
And Radha, I
yeah.
see that um, part of IBP is effectively demand and S&OP. Yeah. From
Mm-hmm.
there would be the execution side. So once you've scheduled everything
Mm-hmm.
um, in S&OP, you
Mm-hmm.
want to move to the execution side. Now we actually ask the guys to make the production. So that
Mm.
now in IBP doesn't happen there. What we wish to call in APO PPDS, that moves down to S4 now, eh?
Yes, so PPDS is moved to the S4 now, as that is embedded PPDS now.
Okay.
It's part of the S4, but yeah, we are not. It is not part of the IBP anymore.
Okay. All right.
Even in APO, we used to have the SPP, so that is also being moved to the S4. And GATP in APO, that is also moved to the S4 as
Okay.
AATP, Advanced ATP.
Okay.
Okay, so because there's a lot of scope with the demand planning SNP only in a IBP in APO, that has been actually, you can see that one nowhere. You can see that one demand driven replenishment in any of the planning tool. In IBP you have that one. And then there is another modules. Apart from this, there are small modules are there which comes under the license of inventory and response supply. Inventory, along with the inventory, there is MRO planning. So that also comes under the inventory. That is maintenance, repair, and operations. That comes under the inventory. Under the supply, you have the shelf life planning also. So if it is if you are in a life sciences example, life sciences industry, then shelf life planning is very much important, or food and beverages shelf life is very much important. So for those kind of industries, how a shelf life planning is there, so those things also comes under the your responsible supply. So there are some algorithms has been heuristics algorithm has been designed for the shelf life planning. Okay, yeah, so once you are getting into the IBP, right, you can slowly expand your module base understanding on different modules. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So any more questions? So I can take that one. So the yeah.
Rhoda, I have to say, your session has been very, very good. My phone is about to run out of battery, so I'd like to thank and
Okay.
I apologize if it just dies. And but I'll be in touch with Naveen on WhatsApp, and I'll look
Yeah.
forward to starting the course soon. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. All right. So that's all.
Hi,
Thanks, Radha, and thanks everyone.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for the. Yeah. Go ahead, Sri Krishna. If you have any queries, go ahead. Yeah.
Nothing. So, um, uh, I think Radha is there, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm well.
So, yeah, once the course is done, Radha, so I already spoke this with Naveen actually. If we have to do with resume kind of preparation and all the stuff and interview preparation,
Sorry.
I'll be getting
What is that last one? Can you come again?
resume preparation and interview
Okay.
preparation actually. So, what kind of help you will be
I can give you
supporting
that
us?
how you in building your resume, and then also I
Mm-hmm,
can take some mock interview kind of thing. How and
mm-hmm,
what kind of interview questions you can expect in terms of the demand planning, and how you can I mean explain that to them. So it is once you complete the course, right, and
mm-hmm.
if you do hands-on on a regular basis, so it is easy to crack. So because with the training course we cover each and every point, that will be easy. But at the same time, as for interview mock interviews, I can take that one, and then you can easily can crack that one.
Okay. So the resources what you'll be sharing is this training recordings and any notes or kind of stuff, rather.
Yes,
documentations or
so
something like that?
we'll share the PPT and then also recordings. So, uh,
Yes, sir.
Navin's team will support you on that
Okay. So,
Yeah, actually, Krishna, there will be an LMS portal,
mhm.
okay? In that each and every material, videos, okay, certification, mock test you can write, okay? Everything will be available in the same portal, okay?
Okay, okay, okay. Um, I think that's good, Naveen. So, about this course and next starts and all, I mean timings and all the stuff you'll be discussing with us, right, Naveen? You'll be sharing those details, right?
Yeah, I'll just communicate offline by tomorrow morning or afternoon. I'll communicate with you. So mostly it will be a weekend USA morning. Okay, we'll have three hour session kind of. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Weekends.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Weekends
Please,
USA morning.
please,
Yeah,
weekends USA morning, right? Okay.
yeah, weekends USA morning, India evening for us. Weekends India evening. Okay, I'll just confirm you back by tomorrow. Okay, yeah, just give me 1 day time. I'll update you.
Okay. What if I got a doubt in that, Naveen, something like that? If can I reach out during the weekdays or it won't be
Uh,
during the weekends only?
yeah, yeah. In the portal itself, you can chat with the trainer. Okay,
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Okay.
in the portal
Okay.
itself,
Okay.
there is an option to chat with the trainer if any doubts. Okay, you can keep it, take a
Mhm.
screenshot, and you can keep it over there. Okay, everything is possible over there. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, Naveen. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Sounds good. Yeah. Please share me the details. Huh?
Okay, then. Yeah. Sure.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Radha. Thanks for your session.
one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. George, yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah. George, anything from your end, or we can close it for the day?
No, I think we can close it. So if you run it on the weekends, just remind me again, what's the duration of
Yeah.
the course? Is it a month?
I mean, the hours will remain same. So it is,
Like hours will remain same. Okay. See, if we go for a
Yeah.
weekdays, it will be daily 1 hour, right? Okay. If we go for weekends, okay, it will be like same. I mean 6 hours per week, 5 hours per week. Okay. It will be the same, and 1 month, 1 month and 1 month course. It will be kind of 1 month or 1 month, 1 week kind of.
So if it's weekends, it's about total duration 1 month, 1 week.
No.
Okay,
If it
but
is a weekends, okay, we'll go longer sessions, right? Like 2.5 hours to
yeah.
3 hour session, right? Okay. So it
Mm,
will be 6 hours per week.
okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
6 into 5 weekends, okay? Six
Okay.
into 5 weekends or 6 weekends, depend on the whatever how we cover, okay?
Okay. Excellent. All right.
Kind of will plan it. Okay.
Send
Yeah.
me all the details that we spoke about. Okay.
Sorry,
All
I
right.
missed
Thank
out.
you very.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. It was very good. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Yeah.
Bye.